Yeah. Hello everyone. So let me start sharing my screen. Yes. So I'm making controls. So before we begin into our session today, I just wanted to give you a high level prerequisite applications we need in order to for us to understand the Python or use the Python and understand the Playwright and use it. Okay. So any one of you from the team will be able to help me with the prerequisites we need. What are the applications we need to download in order to make use of Playwright with Python? The very first thing is Python. We need to have the Python installed in our laptops, right? One, Python should be installed. And the next thing is we need to have some IDE. We have a Python, but how can we make use of the Python? Like how can we write our code using a Python using any IDEs? So for our sessions for the going forward, I am going to use VS Code. We can use PyCharm, we can use online editor tools, and we can use IntelliJ and all. But I'm going to pick VS Code because if you understand how to use a VS Code, you will be not only with the Python, you can also work with JavaScript and the Java or any other languages we have. So I'll make sure you have a sufficient hands-on on VS Code. Okay. So for our sessions going forward, we are going to use VS Code. It is an IDE. IDE is nothing but it is a forum for us to write something, even with any coding language. To write the okay. I can also say that as an automation scripts. Now, the other thing is we have a Python and we need to have Playwright installed. Okay. Playwright installation. So these are the three main requisites for us to go forward. In order to use a Python, I need to have a Python installed. And in order to use a Playwright, I need to have the Playwright installed. And in order to make, after installing these two things, I need to write something from these area, right? So for that, I need to have a VS Code. Okay. Now, there is another thing. We can't directly use a Python in the VS Code. In order to make use of a Python, like if you want to install any libraries, see, as you might have already know, Python is a collection of libraries. In the Python, how do we write a code? We'll see this also, like in the form of a class, packages, and all. So, in order to make use of Python classes and the packages, we need pip installed in the laptops. Okay, pip installation is also mandatory. So we can see, I think it in this manner. In order to make use of Python, we have the Python installed in our laptops and we have Playwright installed in our laptops. But in order to make use of Python or the Playwright plugins, we need to have a pip. Okay, pip is a package managers of Python. What does a pip do? Pip will make sure whatever the things you need for the automation from the Python, it will provide you that. Okay, so I'll just cut it here and that should be my second step, the installation. So these are the prerequisites for us to go forward. And now I want you to parallelly do the installations with me so that starting from the Monday, we will deep dive into the coding of Python and then with the Playwright. Okay. So now please open your browsers and launch this, navigate to this URL. So let me ping that in the chat. Yeah. Please get it from there. Let me, is this a private or chat to all, everyone? Please get your, please click on this URL. I'll wait for. So today, guys, we are focusing on Playwright and not the Playwright. Today we'll be focusing on Python installations. So from Monday, we will be starting our entire coding sessions. Just click on this I will wait for a couple of 2 more minutes. Is it done? And once you clicked on it, you should be navigated to this page. Okay. And if you hover on the downloads, there you can see a Python install manager and there you can see a Python. Okay. Click on Python 3.14.2. So what it does, it will install an exe file. Click on save. See, once it is downloaded, go to the folder where it got downloaded. Double click. See, this is the exe which got downloaded. Double click on it. Now, a package, the installer setup will get launched. Okay. So here we have two checkboxes. Guys, this step is very mandatory for us. Be careful. You should, this checkbox is unchecked, right? Add python.exe to path. Check this one because in order to make use of our Python language in our coding, we should have this added in the path variables. So what this checkbox will do, if you see here, if I go to environment variables, if you have some experience around the Java, as soon as we download the Java in our laptop, we will have to set the environment variables, right? So after going here, click on environment variables, and here we have to check for the Java home. If you are dealing with the Java, you have to set the Java home, and here inside the after Java home, inside the path, we need to set the Java JDK as well, right? Java, where is it? Yeah, Java JDK. So similarly, for the Python also we have to follow the same concept in order for the visual code to identify the Python language. So instead of going through this entire step, like go launch in the system variables and from there going to the environment variables and from there adding the path variables, we can directly, if we check this path, it will directly set the path inside my local system variables. Okay. So if you don't have this checkbox added, the Visual Studio or your laptop will not detect the Python compiler. It will not detect the Python and your code will get failed eventually. So make sure you check this box and have this box also check this both and click on install now. Okay, just click on install now. Since my laptop already have a Python installed, I'm going to click on cancel. So you guys, please continue this one. I'll wait for a couple of more minutes for the setup to complete for you. Okay. Please raise any questions if you find it any, if you don't understand any area or if you're stuck with the installations anywhere. Or you can drop a message in the chat. I'll pick it from there. Anything is fine with me. Okay, I am assuming like everyone has downloaded the Python in their laptops. Do you want me to wait for a minute more before we proceed to the next step?
Please wait for 1 minute.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
also doing the setup.
yeah, done, done,
Yeah. So I got a pop-up like setup was successful.
done. You can close it.
Okay.
So, guys, I'm assuming everyone are on the same page. Any blockers you're facing while downloading it? I I can explain it 10 times, no problem from my side. I just want you to cooperate along with me. Yeah. So how can you know that Python is properly installed even after getting the pop-up is to go to your search box or do a Windows R and open command prompt. Okay, I just type the CMD. Else you can use a Windows R, type CMD, enter, so that the command prompt will get displayed. And here type Python hyphen version. Click on enter. Okay. This is the version I have in my laptop. So here we can assume that if the Python version is properly displayed in my command prompt, then I can confirm that Python got properly installed in my laptop. Okay, perfect, perfect. Yes. So that's how it should look, Hari. That's
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
And parallelly, I told you during my prerequisites, Python should be installed and later pip should also get installed, right? One best thing about the Python is for the pip, you don't have to install anything explicitly. As soon as we install the Python, pip will automatically get installed. Okay. So here itself, type pip hyphen d. Mhm. Okay, let me try pip hyphen version. No such command. Pip hyphen version is it? Yeah. Pip hyphen version. Type the command pip hyphen version again, like what you did with Python. So here you can see a pip version and installed location also will get visible properly. Yeah, perfect. This is how it should look. So now if you have both pip and also Python versions showing up properly, then we can assume that Python installation is done. Okay. So I'll wait for a couple of other 1 minute more for the others to also have the versions properly installed. So from here, we can assume that these two are successfully done. Yeah. So now I'll proceed forward to the VS Code, assuming that both Python and pip is successfully installed for all of you guys. Okay. So now VS Code and Playwright. Correct. So today we'll only see about the VS Code because my coming lectures is only about the Python. So once the Python is completed, then we'll go with the Playwright installations. Okay. So we will just download till here today. Now, VS Code installations. How do we do that? First, again, go to the browser. We have got the Python downloads, right? So now go to the VS Code download. Just type VS Code download, and here we download Visual Studio Code. VS Code is nothing but Visual Studio Code. Okay, I will drop this URL again in the chat. Please pick it from there. And after going to the page, if yours it is Windows, click on this one. If it is a MacBook, click on this one. That's it. Just click on this part. Thanks for downloading the VS Code. You will be directly navigated to the IDE exe will get directly downloaded. Okay, download it like what I'm doing right now. Just click on this download button. That's it. And yeah, once downloaded, navigate to the folder like what we did for Python and double click on this exe. Okay. See, once you in double click on this exe, you should see this pop up. Click on I accept the agreement and click on next. That's it. Here, there is no other special cases like what we need to do for Python. You can directly click on next, 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 next. That's it. I'll click on cancel because I already have Visual Studio installed in my laptop. So I'm not going to download it again, install it again. Delete it. I'm going to delete my.
Future screenshot. Do you need to take? There are a couple of.
You can create a desktop. Can you click on that checkbox?
Yep. That I
Yeah. And that's it. And like rest all is not mandate. You can directly click on next.
okay. Okay.
I
Start
mean, rest
installing.
all checkbox, put it as it is. Like if it is by default, it is in a check format, put it as it is only.
Okay. Yeah. Can you check the screen? I got like that.
Yeah. So this is perfect. You said about authentication. Did you say anything about the authentication? I missed the question.
No, no, no. So
No, nothing.
installing
Okay.
it got locked.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That is. This is the home screen. It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, perfect, Hari. So yours, the installation is perfectly done. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes for the others to also follow, pick up the pace. Let me also open my Visual Studio. In the meantime, let me go. So since I already have some code in my machine, it is directly pointed to that. I click on new window. Yeah. So this is how empty it should look like. So guys, how do you know the Visual Studio is properly installed? Just by launching this IDE. That's it. Okay. So if you properly able to launch this IDE, then we can assume that your Visual Studio code is also completely installed. Now, after going to the Visual Studio, once you open the IDE, what are my steps is, first go to your file explorer. Okay. Like I am going to my desktop or any suitable location for you. So here, just do a right click. What I'm doing is creating a new folder. That's it. A folder saying that training January. Okay. Training and underscore Jan. I would say training playwright Python. Okay. You can pick any name of your choice. So I have just picked it and create a folder. Once the folder creation is done, go to your Visual Studio. What we are doing, we are going to point towards this folder. So before we start our automation or any other coding, we should have a empty folder ready in our file explorer, And once it is done, click on open folder. If this screen is not visible to you, go to the files and from here open folder. Okay, open folder and point it towards the newly created folder what we have just created. So let me pick it up here. Training Playwright Python. Click on select folder. That's it. Okay. So if you see here, whatever the naming convention I have given for my file, for my folder, it will get visible over here. Training underscore Playwright Python. And a simple thing to observe, guys. Here, if you see, if I double click on this one, you see the folder is completely empty, right? There's nothing here inside the folder. So that's the reason why there is nothing in here. Like if the training playwright is completely empty. This area is called, okay, I've seen a message. Yeah. So if you get this message, like, do you trust the authors of the files? Click on yes, I trust the authors.
Okay.
You can directly click on yes. It is just that Visual Studio is trying to uh, scan it for us. Like just some authentication. Do you trust it or not? Yes. So this is empty because there is nothing inside my file explorer. Okay. So suppose if you, now this is empty now. How can we start writing our Python code here? So as I told you earlier, the first 6 to 7 hours I will be investing in understanding, in making you understand about the Python language. And later we will be going into the Playwright because Python is a key for us to play with the Python code, with the Playwright code. So first we will be starting with Python. Where can I write my code is? Click on here, the new file. Okay, directly if you hover on this folder, there you can see a new file button. Click on new file and here a file option for us to name our file will get automatically open. So type first Python file. Okay, dot. The naming is not mandate, guys, but the extension you are giving is mandate. So if I type py, it means the Visual Studio will understand that you are going to write something in Python language. Okay. So I click on enter. Then if you see here, the UI will get a bit updated. So one second, let me hide this one. Mm. So here you will be getting a forum to write the code. So let's say if you are dealing with a JavaScript project, click on this folder file again, and here you can say any name, first JS file, .js. Okay. So if you put .js, it means the Visual Studio will understand that you're going to write a code in JavaScript. Similarly, if you are dealing with Java, then you have to put .java. And whatever the language you're going to use, you have to have that language installed and the path variable set in your laptop. So first JS file is done and first Python file. Since this is not a JavaScript oriented class, I'm going to delete it. I'm just trying to making sure like you understand the power of the extensions. So whatever the extensions you are putting in here should you should focus on that. Okay. And now since I have added a file here, if you go to my file explorer, see a file will get directly added in this folder structure. Okay. So whatever updates we are doing in this file explorer will directly get reflected over here, and whatever the updates I'm making over here will get directly reflected inside my file explorer. Okay. Because the connection what we made, we have opened this folder using our uh, Visual Studio. So now let's start with, let's do one normal print statement and we can close the session today. Print. Okay, coming to one basic thing. What is 15 plus 1? It is 16, right? So how can we see the result in Python is by using a print statement. What is the syntax of print? It is nothing but print, print, open and close braces. Save it. For saving it, I'm using Control S. See guys, if you see in here, there is a dot visible over here, right? On my file name, there is a dot. Dot means you haven't saved the file. So if I do a Control S, then now the dot got removed. So it means the file got successfully saved. So this is it. Again, there is a dot. It means I have updated my file without saving it. So now I'm going to do a Control S. So it got saved. I'm sure you already know about the Control S, but let me do it again. Okay. Now, how do I trigger this run is click on these three dots over here, go to the terminal, click on new terminal. If you see here, the terminal will get opened with the file location. See, my file is training underscore playwright Python and where it is inside my desktop, on my desktop. So here I have playwright with Python. Now, directly do Python. Python and provide your file name, file path. Copy relative path, paste it over here, enter. 16 got printed successfully. Okay, guys. So with this, we are successfully, so once you have printed this out value in the console, we can assume that the Python got properly installed and the Visual Studio also working properly for us to proceed forward. Please do this from your end also. If you are able to see the output inside the terminal, then we can assume it is perfect. And I will stop share. To execute this file, start with Python. Python and the file name. That's it. And how do you get it? Do a right click, copy relative path and paste it. Now I'm going to stop sharing this. And there is another important concept, guys. So when you are dealing with the interviews, what the interviewer will ask is, he will give you a Python code. He will give you a scenario. Let's say Let's assume the same scenario. Can you print the value of 15 plus 1? So if you don't have an IDE already installed in the laptop, there is another way to handle it. Like, let's say if you don't have a Python installed in your laptop and you don't even have a Visual Studio, then what we can do? In the browser, we have a Python compiler, online Python compiler. Type Python compiler, click on enter. The online Python compiler, the very first part, very firstly, click on this. And here you can directly type the same thing. Print 15 plus 1 and click on run. See the output. Okay, so this is another place where you can use a Python directly. When you are dealing with the interviews, it is advised to directly open this online compiler and do whatever the coding they asked us to do and provide them the output. How do we run this? Directly hitting on run button over here after writing the code. I will also share this link in the chat. So during your interviews, it will be helpful. So now I'll stop sharing it. Yeah, guys. So today we have seen about the prerequisites like installation of the Python and installation of the pip and installation of the VS Code and triggered a very simple print statement to check whether the installations are properly happened or not. Okay, so please, if you haven't installed it during our class, please sit today and install the IDEs. And when you come on the Monday, please make sure you have all these installations already done. Okay. Yes, guys. So if you don't have any questions, then we can wrap the session today.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.